Resource Innovations frowns at the way citizens of the state don't keep their immediate environment clean. Dump where you package your waste properly to be taken to certified dump sites. Avoid dumping waste in gutters and waterways. Participate in community cleanup initiatives. 2. The ministry have reintroduced sanitary inspectors who, together with enforcement team, will be deployed to conduct regular inspections throughout the state. They will assess compliance levels and provide guidance to those who may need assistance with proper waste disposal practices. Please cooperate with them. 3. Activities of private waste managers in the state have been banned forthwith until an appropriate operational permit are obtained from the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations. 4. Illegal dumping of waste by any private waste managers shall henceforth attract a fine of 350,000 naira only and their utility truck confiscated. 5. Illegal dumping of waste by an individual shall henceforth attract a fine of 150,000 naira only. 6. Cleanliness starts from your home. Be a part of the solution and not part of the pollution. If you can't clean up your surroundings, then don't make it dirty. 1. Who maintains cleanliness keep away diseases. Follow cleanliness to kill tomorrow diseases. Together, we can create a cleaner, greener, and healthier Taraba. Announcer, Philibus Daniel Adamu, Permanent Secretary. The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Waste.
Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Some TV Live. Now the major headlines. ECOWAS hosts Women's Empowerment Retreat to mark 50th anniversary as President Tinubu reaffirmed commitment to National Single Window Project and highlights trade reforms. ECOWAS endorses Dangote Refinery as key regional petroleum driver. Judiciary workers withdraw strike after Chief Justice intervention. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to the National Single Window NSW project, highlighting its early success in improving trade efficiency. Marking his second year in office, Tinubu described maritime and trade reform as key to Nigeria's economic recovery under the Renewed Hope agenda. He said the NSW, a digital platform aimed to streamlining cross-border trade, is easing port bottlenecks, reducing delays, and enhancing Nigeria's global trade standing. Tinubu also noted the government's export incentives are helping Nigerian businesses compete internationally. Stakeholders anticipate continued improvement in port operations and trade competitiveness amongst reform projects. ECOWAS has endorsed the Dangote Petroleum Refinery as key driver of regional petroleum supply and industrialization. During a visit to the 650,000 BPD facility in Lagos, ECOWAS Commission President Dr. Omar Toure praised the refinery as a transformative project capable of meeting West Africans' fuel need. He described it as a model of private sector leadership and pledged ECOWAS support in enhancing market access. Dangote Group President Aliko Dangote reiterated the refinery's pan-African vision and called on reduced reliance on fuel imports. The facility was also credited for helping lower diesel prices since its launch. BAU Group has called Adiza Bala Usman, former NPA Managing Director and current Presidential Advisor on Policy Coordination, to clarify which terms of its port concessions were violated. Responding on a recent claim, BAU accused Usman of ignoring court ruling and a pre-arbitration process initiated under President Buhari. The company alleged our termination of the agreement was influenced by personal interests and was later reversed by the NPA's current management. BAU maintained its 2006 lease for Terminal B at River Port was lawful and that prior remediation talks with the NPA were nearly concluded before Usman's tenure began. Experts highlight the Nigerian gender pay gaps where women earn 20 to 45% less than men in similar roles is driven by historical, cultural, and economic factors as well as occupational standards. Many women are concentrated in lower paying sectors like clerical work, sales, healthcare, and teaching, limiting their earning potentials despite often having equal or higher qualifications than men. This stressed the urgent need for stronger enforcement of existing labor laws and gender equality policies, including regular audits and stricter penalties for non-compliance to address wages disparities. Expanding women's access to education, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is also crucial. Programs like Girls Coding equip girls from undeserved communities with tech skills, opening doors to higher paying careers. Experts also call for advance of corporate gender inclusive policies that promote transparent pay structures, fair hiring practices, and support for work-life balance. Closing the gender pay gaps is essential for women's economic empowerment and Nigeria's sustainability development. Achieving this requires coordinated effort from government, private sector, and civil society to build a more equitable society. Supreme Court, National Judicial Council (NJC), and Federal High Court (FHC) workers have withdrawn from the nationwide strike scheduled for 2nd June by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria (JUSUN), following intervention by Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kadirat Kekere-Ekun. The decision came after assurances were given during a closed-door meeting with the CJM, who had already presented the workers' demands to the presidency. NJC workers also granted a 2-week grace for authorities to act on issues including wage arrears and salary increases. The Supreme Court communique described participation in the strike as premature and counterproductive. NECO plans to reduce computer-based testing CBT for the November/December SSCE for private candidates with over 2,000 CBT centers available nationwide. Officials stressed the need for awareness campaign and enforcement against exam malpractice. While exam bodies like WAEC are prepared for CBT, experts suggest phased implementation and note that only multiple choice exams fully suit the format, giving challenges with practical and essay tests. Opposition leaders Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi are considering Rotimi Amaechi as a presidential candidate for 2027 amid efforts to form a broad coalition. They are also exploring creating a new party, the All Democratic Alliance, instead of merging with existing parties. Meanwhile, critics from the ruling APC dismiss the coalition as disorganized and driven by personal ambition. Adamawa State Deputy Governor Professor Kalatapua Farauta has urged citizens to support the pray for the continued success of Governor Ahmadu Fintiri administration as it marked 2 years into its second term. Speaking during a Thanksgiving service at the Government House Chapel in Yola, Farauta highlighted the administration's developmental stride over the past 6 years. The event, attended by top government officials, featured prayers and messages of gratitude, with Reverend Abila Yunusa encouraging service rooted in faith as a path of lasting success. Meanwhile, Kano State has declared a public holiday to mourn the 22 athletes who died in the road accident while returning from the National Sports Festival in Abeokuta. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf expressed deep sorrow over the tragedy and extended condolences to the victims' family. The state government placed support for survivors and bereaved families. Meanwhile, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun have sent a delegation to Kano and announced 1 million naira in support of each victim's family. The FRSC attributed the crash to driver fatigue and speeding, noting the accident occurred at night when visibility was poor. Over 60 civil service organizations, CSOS, in Taraba State have expressed strong disappointment over the recent appointment of the representative to the committee addressing the Karim Lamido crisis, stating they were not consulted and the appointee is unknown to them. Coalition Chairman Dr. Joseph Gimbia noted that a representative had earlier been submitted to the government house, intentionally choosing from outside the Muri zone to ensure fairness. The coalition criticized the unilateral selection as unjust and called for the inclusion of their nominated representative, urging the government to uphold transparency, fairness, and the spirit of collaboration. Amid rising vacancies in Nigerian urban office spaces, property developers are repurposing commercial buildings into residential, retail, and mixed-use facilities. The shift driven by the growing adoption of remote and work models aim to address space growth, raising operational costs and urban housing demand. In Lagos, Abuja, and Kano, outdated office structures are being converted into service apartments, co-living spaces, and co-working hubs. Notably, Estate is redeveloping the long vacant Unity House in Lagos Marina into a mixed-use complex. Experts note the trend offers revitalization opportunities, but one of regulatory hurdles and high conversion costs. Former Deputy Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Maria Oligbi Edeko, has inaugurated a new policy station in Uromi, Esen North East Local Council as part of our constituency intervention project. The facility, located at the Nigerian Institute of Construction Technology, aimed to address rising insecurity in the area. Olugbi Edeko said the project was initiated to protect life, safeguard education, and restore public confidence amid concern over cultism and theft. Edo State commercials and officials and police authorities praised the initiative as a strategic move to enhance community safety and support the state development agenda. The Anambra State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects in connection with the kidnapping and murder of a female banker in Onitsha. Police spokesperson SP Tochukwu Ikenga said the suspect, Monday Egbe, 32 years old, and Kenneth Unoga, 28 years old, were apprehended on 28 May in a neighboring state. The victim was found dead on January 13th after her family paid 14 million ransom. The suspects are currently being interrogated and efforts are underway to track other gang members. The police reaffirmed their commitment to justice and urged public cooperation in combating crime. 9 people were killed and several others injured on Saturday when an improvised explosion device suspected to have been planted by Boko Haram detonated at a bus stop in Marari village, Guzamala Local Government Council, Borno State. The victims were reportedly waiting to board vehicles when the blast occurred. In response, the Bala Galtimari Consultative Forum has called for the relocation of Giwa Barracks, citing repeated insurgency attack on the surrounding communities. The Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly expressed condolences and urged intensified security effort. Meanwhile, Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi, warned that insurgents and bandits now live among civilians, describing the situation as an ongoing national crisis. Let's take a brief commercial break. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Som TV.
The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations, Honorable Shonzin James Bernard, on behalf of the Ministry, wish to inform the general public that from now onward and as part of our ongoing commitment to maintaining a clean and sustainable environment, the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations frowns at the way citizens of the state don't keep their immediate environment clean, dump waste indiscriminately across the state like in the gutters, thereby blocking drainages and waterways, causing flooding. It is on this regard that I wish to communicate some significant changes and regulations that will take effect immediately. 1. Keep your immediate surrounding clean. Take responsibility of waste generated by you. Package your waste properly to be taken to certified dump sites. Avoid dumping waste in gutters and waterways. Participate in community cleanup initiatives. 2. The ministry have reintroduced sanitary inspectors who, together with enforcement team, will be deployed to conduct regular inspections throughout the state. They will assess compliance levels and provide guidance to those who may need assistance with proper waste disposal practices. Please cooperate with them. 3. Activities of private waste managers in the state have been banned forthwith until an appropriate operational permit are obtained from the Ministry of Waste Management and Resource Innovations. 4. Illegal dumping of waste by any private waste managers shall henceforth attract a fine of 350,000 naira only and their utility truck confiscated. 5. Illegal dumping of waste by an individual shall henceforth attract a fine of 150,000 naira only. 6. Cleanliness starts from your home. Be a part of the solution and not part of the pollution. If you can't clean up your surroundings, then don't make it dirty. 1. Who maintains cleanliness keep away diseases. Follow cleanliness to kill tomorrow diseases. Together, we can create a cleaner, greener, and healthier Taraba. Announcer.
Welcome back. The Lagos State government has urged residents to adopt better sanitation habits and announced plans to reintroduce the monthly environmental sanitation exercise. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resource, Tokunbo Wahab, made this known during a tour of Idi Araba, Orire Igamu, and Alabarago, where he described illegal waste disposal, roadside trading, and the activities of cart pushers. He warned that non-compliant markets such as Alabarago risk being shut down. Wahab also highlighted ongoing efforts to clear block drainage and enforce waste management laws, stressing the need for residents to pay for and properly utilize sanitation services. The federal government's gas-powered vehicle initiative has hit major setback nationwide, threatening its 7 billion naira investment. Despite earlier momentum, a lack of functional refuel stations, conversion centers, and necessary infrastructure has left many CNG vehicles idle, with some users reverting to petrol. Investigations reveal widespread scarcity, long queues, and non-operational stations, particularly in Abuja, Lagos, and Cross River, the north and south. While the presidential CNG initiative acknowledged the challenges, it insists progress continues. However, actual implementation remains inconsistent, with many states reporting little to no presence of the scheme nearly 2 years after its launch. In a related development, the federal government has inaugurated a planning committee for the upcoming National Industrial Manpower Summit, aimed at positioning Nigeria as a leading industrial hub for Africa. Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, John Enoh, emphasized the summit's focus on human capital development as a key driver of industrial growth. The initiative seeks to align education, technical training, and digital skills with industry needs. Committee members include representatives from key ministries, agencies, trade unions, and the private sector. The summit is intended as a platform for collaboration to strengthen Nigeria's industrial workforce for global competitiveness. Former First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan has earned a PhD in psychology, guidance and counseling from Ignatius Ajuro University of Education, Rivers State. Speaking at the institution's 43rd postgraduate convocation, she urged Nigerians, especially women and youth, to embrace lifelong learning and not be discouraged by age in pushing education. Highlighting the value of continuous learning, even in retirement, she called for greater investment in quality education and encouraged citizens to strive for themselves and improve through academic excellence. That's all for this edition on News Hour from Som TV. You can follow us on Facebook at Som TV and on YouTube at Som TV Live. Now stay tuned for more lineup of programs from Som TV. I am Esther.